to Rogers TV.
Hey, welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. A quick shout out, by the way, to all of our athletes that are competing at the Olympics. I've been just glued to the TV, win or lose. It's just been so exciting to watch you all. So congratulations so far to all the athletes. Women's beach volleyball, if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, they're going to the gold medal game. Okay, let's talk about today's show. We have a fantastic show for you. Lots going on in the city, including BGC Ottawa's wonderful seaside soiree, glamping gala that's coming up. And we're going to get all the details on it. We're going to talk about the food and beverage portion of it off the top of the show here with Adam Vetterell. He is the executive chef and co-owner of North and Navy. Welcome. Great to have you here. You're addicted to the games, too, you were telling me.
Absolutely.
It's been so exciting, eh?
I'll watch any sport that's on TV.
I know. I'm the same. They've done such a wonderful job. It's been so exciting. For those that aren't familiar with North and Navy, tell everybody at home a little bit about yourselves.
So North and Navy is a northern Italian restaurant, so we focus more on some of the forgotten regions of Italy, Piedmont and Veneto, where my family's from, and we just try to offer Italian food that maybe people don't necessarily associate with Italian food. So
nice.
That's kind of our focus.
So what's your sort of culinary journey so far? What's your background?
I went to university in Ottawa, Carleton University, but I was paying my way through university, working in different kitchens. And then I was supposed to go to law school, but kind of got cold feet last minute and switched to culinary school and never really looked back. Worked at famous Domus Cafe for a couple of years, and that was the first like really serious, intense kitchen I ever worked in, and bounced around a bunch of other spots in Ottawa until I finally opened a spot of my own with my friend Chris.
Congratulations. How long have you been around now? The restaurant?
North and Navy's getting very close to 10 years old.
10? Yeah. Oh, congratulations. That's great. You're going to prepare a little something for us here today. What are you making for us?
Today we're going to be making a tuna crudo. The theme of the food this year at the gala is East Coast.
Okay.
So I've got here some really beautiful Nova Scotia tuna loin.
That is gorgeous.
So bluefin tuna, which typically all of this, a few years ago would have just been shipped directly to Japan, Tokyo, the Suiji market, famous sushi market.
Yeah.
But there's enough cool people in Canada now eating delicious food like
nice.
that it's worth keeping some of it in country. So yeah, we're going to take advantage and we're going to make a crudo, which is the Italian word for raw. So just a raw seafood dish.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll get started and we'll talk a little bit about the gala itself. You guys have been going to the gala for a little while. Tell me a little bit about, the impact that has on you as a chef when you get to give back to the community like that.
It really does mean a lot. I grew up going to the Boys and Girls Club, and so
did you really?
Cooks. Yeah,
oh,
definitely.
That's amazing.
I used to skateboard, and they used to have a great skateboard park, and so actually a lot of the friends that I have to this day are people I met at the Boys and Girls Club. So it's just an important part of Ottawa, I think, and so it feels really good to give back. And a lot of the cooks who work for us, they have similar stories. So anytime we can ask them to help with this, they're always jump on it. And it's really well run gala. Like even though it's outdoors, there's a lot of effort put in behind the scenes to make sure the food is as good as it gets. So, you really do get like sort of a restaurant experience, even though you're standing outside in a park, which is kind of unique. It's hard to pull that off, but they managed to do it.
Yeah, and I think that people appreciate this style of gala now as well, right? Where you get to sort of mingle around, right, and talk to some of the who's who of Ottawa and get to meet and do some networking together as well. And then meet, different restaurants and chefs, because you're not the only ones there, right? There's some other fantastic restaurants that are going to be there.
The who's who of like the best restaurants in Ottawa every year, so that also helps.
So is this what you're going to be preparing at the gala, or is this something special you're doing just for today?
Just for you guys,
nice.
Because everyone has gone very seafood heavy, as you might imagine, because it's an East Coast theme. So I decided to switch last minute. We're going to switch our dish to something like a cured meat dish.
Okay.
But we're going to be using these delicious melons because I'm obsessed with them. And they're really, really good.
Nice.
So we'll be kind of playing with similar flavor profiles, but a slightly different dish, just so people who don't necessarily want to eat seafood might have another offering.
Right.
So I'm just going to season this up. Always put the salt on first, and then follow up with, this is Aurelius olive oil, so it's a local guy.
Oh, I know Mike.
Yeah.
Mike George.
He has a shop actually not too far.
That's right. And honestly, this olive oil, if a lot of people I'm sure say, oh, olive oil is olive oil. not true whatsoever. And Mike's actually told me there's some faux olive oil on the market as well that is getting some attention finally, that people are not actually eating the real thing. And if you've never tried his olive oil before, you guys must use this exclusively quite a bit, eh?
Yeah, he delivers it in giant containers, and this is what we use as our finishing oil
Nice.
for every dish at North and Navy and Cantina Gia. It's just, once you taste like good olive oil, it's hard to go back to the mediocre stuff.
So what did you just put on there?
So I put the melons on top of the tuna, and these are called caper berries. So these are the bigger version of capers, basically. The caper is the bud, but if you let the bud go to flower, you get the caper berry.
Right.
But it's still brine the same way. It's just a little less, it's a bigger, more textural garnish, but it's not quite as salty and briny. So
oh, really? Okay.
And then I just put buckwheat groats on, which, despite the fact that wheat is in the name, it's gluten-free. So
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. And that adds a little, I guess, a little crunch, and now you're adding a little citrus to it as well.
You want to get sweet, salty, crunchy, and all the textures in there. So yeah, we've got sweet melon, salty caper berries, salty fish,
nice.
And some crunchy buckwheat groats. And now
I always said I was going to do this.
What are you doing? What is happening?
I always said I was going to come in and be here. I don't.
Oh, okay. A little bit of a mic issue, Adam. A little bit of a mic issue.
Are we better now?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Don't worry, they probably picked it up off my microphone.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Arthur. Our volunteer coordinator, Arthur's always wanted to get on TV. We finally got him on television.
Thanks for that, Arthur.
I thought he was coming to eat, to be honest.
Yeah, I just thought he wanted to hang out.
Exactly. So for people that, tell me a little bit about your menu at North and Navy. What have you got on the menu? Do you change it up seasonally?
Yeah, it changes. We probably change at least one thing a week. And,
really?
And so something is always new on it. We often have a crudo. We always have cicchetti, which is like Venetian street food, like a Venetian tapas is probably the best way to think of it. We also have a pasta section where all the noodles are made in-house every day by whoever's on the pasta station.
Nice.
So there's lots of fresh new things to try there. And yeah, we try to stay as seasonal as possible. Most days start with either myself or Eric, the CDC, somebody's going to the farmer's market, so
nice.
There's always something fresh in the kitchen.
If you're going to do something like this at home, I guess, quality is really important. Like this, you're not going to go grab your frozen tuna at a grocery store sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I would go to, there's some great seafood suppliers. Pelican Grill would have like something that is sushi grade. You could go to Whale's Bone, and there's a few spots in Ottawa and just tell whoever's working there, like,
what you're using it for, right?
So don't sell me something that's been sitting around for a few days, and that's probably a good thing to tell the fishmonger, even if you're not planning on eating it raw.
Right. We're just looking at some of the food from some previous events, galas that have been going on. I mean, does it always impress you, Adam, when you go and you see what some of the other restaurants, like, do you get to tour around a little bit and do a little taste test yourself?
Yeah.
There you are right there.
Yeah, there's me. Well, you just showed before that was a picture of Joe, and he always upstages everybody.
Joe Tungal, yeah.
He brings like a fully functioning kitchen to like a park in the middle of Ottawa, and is banging out lamb chops.
I love it.
So yeah, we always have to try to keep up with him, and but yeah, it's always fun to see all the other chefs, and afterwards sort of devolves into.
Well, and I love that you have a connection too to BGC. The good news, ladies and gentlemen, is coming up after the break. We're going to speak to two members of BGC Ottawa and tell you a little bit more of some of the details that are going on. But what I will tell you is the gala is August the 29th, 6 to 11 p.m. You can get your tickets at bgcottawa.org, and if you want to donate, just put /donate in front of that if you can't make it out to the event. But get your tickets because it will sell out. We'll be back to talk more right after this.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Hi guys, it's Maggie, Mrs. Calabash and Derek. And whoa, we're back. Rogers Television. So please watch us on Rogers Television. We've just done our first show. It was Anytime Shrimp Special and an Asian salad. So please remember, Rogers Television, Mrs. Calabash cooks. I'll see you guys.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Now you know a little bit about the food and beverage, but there's more going on at the actual soiree. It's going to be just an incredible evening and, of course, going to a great cause, and that is BGC Ottawa. And joining me from BGC Ottawa is Adam Joyner. He is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Welcome, Adam. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And Daniela Grazzano is the volunteer committee member at the for the gala committee itself. Welcome. Great to have you here as well, Daniela. Adam, you know, you just talking to Adam, you didn't realize he had a connection, right, to BGC Ottawa. You've had a long history with it as well. Tell me a little bit about your background with BGC Ottawa.
Well, I started at the club when I was 9. I started working for the club when I was 12. We don't hire at 12 anymore, but that's when I started. And, you know, it's one of those places, it was my safe place. It was a place that kept me safe and you know, saved my life in many ways. So, you know, now the opportunity to be able to give back to that every day and to be part of something that special, 100 years plus, 101 years in our city, helping hundreds of thousands of kids in that time, it's just a magical place. And the people that come and help us with things like this event, which is huge for us and helps so many kids in our community, really makes it special to be part of it.
Nice.
For basically my whole life.
What about your connection, Daniela? What brought you to BGC Ottawa?
I actually got first invited to the gala a couple of years ago and had such an incredible time that I was like, okay, I want to be more involved. And I actually was recently given the opportunity to tour the BCG and just see the impact it really does have on the community and all of the after-school programs, the weekend walks. It's just the volunteers that are helping these kids. It's really, really special. And so I think when you get time to a place in your life where you're looking to give back as well, you want to give back to something that actually impacts your community and the local environment. And so it felt like a perfect opportunity.
You mentioned you were wowed when you experienced the gala. Tell me, like, what can people expect at the gala if they've never been before?
Yeah, this is definitely not your stereotypical charity event. We put a lot of effort and time into making it a really fun experience. It's outside, under the stars. There's a theme every year. This year it's a seaside soiree. People get really invested in dressing up to theme. And we have a ton of live entertainment. There's a live sketch artist, a magician. We have a flower bar. As you saw earlier, tons of incredible food and beverages. And at the end, everyone is always breaking it down on the dance floor. So it's a great way to kind of finish off the summer just before back to school.
Are you breaking it down on the dance floor, Adam? Each and every year?
You know, people really don't want to see me dance, you know, that much.
I disagree.
I know, I guarantee you they don't. But you know what? It's an amazing event, and it's such a wonderful way to bring the community into. It's right behind one of our clubs, actually.
Yeah.
So you're seeing the club, you're seeing the impact of what our members, 6 to 18, every day go into that space, and you're part of that for that one day. It's
amazing.
A completely unique experience, but it's still connected, and it's just a wonderful way to bring our community together.
And Adam, you can't do this without great sponsors, and I know you wanted to give a shout out to some of your sponsors today, and because you know each and every time you put together a gala, they are incredibly important, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, Mark Motors, Livy Executive Health, RBC, and obviously Rogers Sports and Media, and so many more are the reason that we're able to put on such a great event and experience, and so we're very thankful to them.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Adam, for people that aren't aware of the different programs, I know Daniela touched on some of them, but let's talk about some of the programs and that impact it has on the youth and kids in our community.
Absolutely. So if you think about, you're growing up, you're 6 years old, you can go walk into this space, and it's a space that is for you. Everything in that space is for you, whether it's the staff that are there, the programming that we offer, and it's completely free to attend a BGC, a Boys and Girls Club here in Ottawa, meaning that you're experiencing this no matter where you come from, no matter what community you're in, you can come to a Boys and Girls Club and feel welcome, a BGC, and feel welcome and part of something. In terms of the actual programs, we have physical activity, health and wellness programs, everything from garden programs to competitive sports to just drop-in gym programs. Creative arts, everything from learning how to draw and all the way up to full scale understanding of cultural art. Drama, dance, all these different types of programs, it's completely free. Leadership, when I was a kid, I was totally shy and would never ever do anything like this, but talking in front of a group was not something. I learned that skill through BGC Ottawa and through the wonderful staff that are there. And then last but not least, education. So whether it's grade 1 addition or grade 12 calculus, we're there to help kids and help them drive their skills. The whole goal of BGC is to give kids opportunities that they didn't have before. Right. And we believe that opportunity changes everything. It certainly did for me. Obviously, it did for Adam as well.
Yeah. And he still has friends to this day, right? As he said.
I do as well. Like the kids I grew up with at the club are still in my life, and the mentors that I had are still part of my life, and I wouldn't be here without them.
Nice. Danielle, you said you did a tour. What was that tour like? I mean, that must be eye-opening, right? To actually go there, see the facility, and see how things work.
Yeah, it's really incredible. It was very emotional, if I'm going to be honest, just seeing not only how many kids were coming in and out of the space. They make everyone put their phones at the front desk when they enter, and so once you're in the center, you're there to just hang out, be with people, and focus on each other while you're there. And it's just really powerful to see. And then all of the volunteers who are dedicating their time with coding programs and offering their own skill sets that they're really passionate about to be able to share with the other kids is really, really cool.
Yeah, and I think that's something that maybe a lot of people don't realize is the volunteer side of things as well, right, Adam?
So volunteers are a huge part of what we do, and our part-time staff and full-time staff teams all work together to create this amazing experience for a child. And when you think about, what that is, you could be 6 and stay all the way to 18. In terms of that impact, right, from the beginning of school to when you're done high school, you could have a mentor, and some of our staff have been with us for 35 years. Yeah. So they've worked with generations of young people in our community, and they're still giving back every day. That's the magic of what BGC is. It's the intentionality of everything we do. It's not just a program. It's not just a service. It's about creating opportunities. When Daniela mentioned the no cell phone piece, it's not just taking a cell phone, it's creating communication opportunities, teaching kids life skills so that everything that they're learning, they can carry on for the rest of their lives.
If that doesn't convince you to get tickets, I'm not sure what will. Again, it's happening on August the 29th from 6 to 11 p.m. You can get your tickets at bgcottawa.org. If you can't make it out again, you can make a donation online. Very simple, bgcottawa.org/donate. Get your tickets now because it is guaranteed to sell out. Thank you both. Really.
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
Welcome to this week's Community News and Events. Hi, I'm Lamin Midri. At the Ottawa Humane Society, all life matters. Every day they rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome animals in need, providing them with the love they deserve. But they can't do it alone. Whether you adopt, volunteer, or donate, your support makes a world of difference. Visit ottawahumane.ca and be a hero for animals today and give them the second chance they need. The 34th annual Guide Dog Ride is a 200-kilometer motorcycle excursion through the picturesque Rideau Valley. There will be prizes, you can meet some guide dogs in training, and more. Register at the Canadian Guide Dogs for the Blind between 9 a.m. and 10 on Sunday, September 12th. Watch Sam Laprat's Ottawa Business Matters every Saturday at 7 p.m. on Rogers TV 22.
public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPratte. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Listen, I've always said this on the show. There are so many incredible things to do in the Ottawa region, and I had the good fortune of visiting this spectacular square, and what they have done and transformed it into is something really special, and can't tell you enough and encourage you enough to go and check it out. But guess what? You get to find out all the details on what you can expect when you go to the square. I'm joined by Manuela, who is the CEO of Square Old Chelsea, and Danae Savoie, she's the director of the Distillery de Square. Welcome to you both. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Manuela, the Old Chelsea Square, let's start there, because I know that terrace is the new thing that we want to talk about, but tell us a little bit about the square itself and sort of the inspiration behind it.
Well, everybody knows the Chelsea pub, right?
Yeah.
So it started from the Chelsea pub, and then we went on and developed around it. And so we built the Loft du Village, we built Biscotti, which is another cafe restaurant. And just last December, we finished construction of the distillery itself and the square, so the space in front of it where we hold different activities and shows and all sorts of things.
Danae, you mentioned the distillery. Tell us a little bit about that. You brought some of the products that you have there, but first of all, what a spectacular place. Tell everybody at home a little bit about what you can expect when you visit the distillery.
So the distillery, we have a lot of things. So we have 2 different gin that we made. We also have an aperitivo and an amaretto. We have a little boutique over there, so beautiful boutique, so you can buy all of our stuff. We also have the cocktaillerie upstairs, so it's a bar that you can buy some of our drink that our mixologue do. And we also have a beautiful terrace that we can serve food over there also.
Nice, yeah, we're seeing just some photos here of the distillery. How long did it take to put, once you plan and imagine something like this, Manuela, how long has this been in the planning stages?
It's been in the planning since around 2013, 2014.
Really?
But the whole project, we went step by step, building one establishment after the other until we ended up with the distillery itself. But it's been a long journey.
Long, but obviously successful. When I was there, the place was packed. What's the response been like so far?
Well, for people that don't know, we're at the entrance of the Gatineau Park, so right there we also get close to 3 million people that just go by.
Right.
So of course, we kind of build on that, and the response on how they find the place, everybody says it's beautiful, and they enjoy the place itself. So we're just going to continue to build on that.
Nice. Danae, you're going to mix up a couple of drinks for us. What are you going to prepare for us today?
I'm going to do just one drink.
Okay.
It's the most simple drink that we can, the cocktail that we can do. We are doing to do, maybe Manuela can talk about it.
Sure.
The time I opened the bottle. It's the first time I open a bottle in live.
What could go wrong, Danae?
Just cover yourselves up.
Yeah.
But no, we're doing a Bella Ciao Spritz.
Okay.
So everybody knows the original one.
Yeah.
But this one is done with our aperitivo, which is this one. And I think what we can say about it is that it's a little bit bitter.
Sorry.
Nice. Don't be sorry. That was great.
So a little bit bitter with different herbs that are used to make the aperitivo. And then we do the spritz, which is composed of the aperitivo, the bubbly, and usually we put in a little bit of soda water or something, or mineral water, but this time we're just going to go through it.
We're just going to go straight in.
We're straight in.
You mentioned Les Loft du Village.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. How many spaces do you have there?
So we have 2 buildings,
okay.
And we have around 50 units that is hotel accommodation. So now, whenever we get people over, they can stay over, spend the week, spend a weekend, and they can just never leave.
I love that idea. That is a great. And do you have like, are you putting on like DJ? Like,
yeah, so we have lots of things going on. We have DJ nights, we have workshops, we have shows, farm to table evenings.
Oh, nice.
In which we actually showcase different farms from the Gatineau Hills. We know we have a lot of.
Oh, we're so fortunate in this area.
We're lucky. We're lucky. So we showcase their products. And so every week we have different things going on and different activities that are offered to people.
Danahe, oh, thank you. When you're working on something, are you constantly thinking and looking at perhaps adding new products to the line?
Yes, of course.
What you're doing?
We always do research to find more product to do. So we have a lot of idea for the next years. Yeah.
Yesterday we were doing tastings, rum tastings. Isn't that bad as a job?
That is a tough job.
It's hard.
How do you do it? So I mean, you've got everything all in one space, right? You've got beverages. You mentioned the restaurants as well. Mm-hmm. As you move into fall and winter, what are the plans for the square? Have you got anything?
We know that in the Gatineau Hills, I mean, during the fall season, it's crowded.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to continue doing things outside.
Okay.
And enjoying the time that is left before the winter, and then we go inside. So we'll have different again shows and everything else, but going on inside the building.
Very nice.
We also have guided tours, right? So so we can explain the history of Chelsea, the history the history of distilleries in Canada, in Quebec, and know just a little bit more about how the industry went.
And Old Chelsea, for those that have never been, I can't imagine anyone in Ottawa that's never been there, but there's something special about it. What do you think it is?
I think when you go up the 5 North and you see all the trees, the evergreens, and you just start breathing again, it's like, okay, well, now you're
Danahe's like, yes, it's so true.
The bustling city atmosphere and just going into vacation mode. That's how we feel when we're
and having the park right there as well, right? I mean, it's just such a magical little space, and it has beautiful boutiques, and it's for people that love walking and just going on adventures. I can't think of a better place. Yeah, absolutely. What are your hours of operation right now?
Well, some of our businesses start at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So you can start with breakfast at one place and end up at the other place just sleeping over, right?
Yeah. Excellent, excellent. I'm going to give this a try here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
So it's the simple cocktail to do, just an aperitivo.
Just buy a bottle
and sparkling
some
wine.
sparkling wine, you're ready to go. By the way, located at 248 Old Chelsea. You can visit them on social media. They're all over social media, and visit the websites as well. We'll be back with more Daytime right after. Awesome. Look, we had photos and we had mixing.
The Order of Ottawa celebrates outstanding citizens. Recipients come from diverse backgrounds. They make exceptional contributions in many areas of city life. They are advocates for minorities. They are media experts and visionaries in community building, innovators in healthcare, leaders in education. They are technology leaders and entrepreneurs. They entertain us. They are passionate about arts and culture. They are outstanding citizens and members of the Order of Ottawa. Who inspires you? Who will you nominate?
When I was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, I was deteriorating in front of everybody.
All my life I lived with sickle cell. I went through a tragic crisis that put me in a coma for 3 weeks. While I was in there, I received a lot of blood to put me in a healthier state.
I was given the plasma then through IVIG. Even though that happened so long ago, it still has a massive impact on me today.
Thanks to donors, I can live another life.
Because of you, I will be seeing my grandchild.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade, host of Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to gather here every single week and speak about business here in the capital. We're going to inspire, influence, and inform.
Appliances already. There we go. Hey, welcome back to the show. I posted it earlier today on Facebook just how excited I am about this event, because if you know me, you know I absolutely love barbecuing and grilling, and this is the only one of its kind in the entire country. It is the Ottawa Kosher Cook-Off, Barbecue Cook-Off and Festival, and here to tell us more about it, I'm joined by Rabbi Bloom, who is the Executive Director of the Ottawa Torah Center. Welcome, Rabbi Bloom. Great to have you here. And Howie Miller, member of the organizing committee and a participant in past cook-offs.
Past participant.
Howie, welcome. Great to have you here as well. Rabbi, tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind this.
So barbecue competitions are always a favorite thing to do in the summer, and we figured out that there was no kosher barbecue competition in Canada. There are a few going on in the United States.
Okay.
So we decided to put one on in 2019, which was very well received. And so now it's every second year we host the only kosher barbecue cook-off in Canada. So
well, we were just talking grilling and barbecuing off air here, and I told Howie how many barbecues I have, and Howie went, bah, that's nothing compared to what I have. When did you fall in love with barbecue and grilling?
It's been a good 15 years for me. I started off with your average backyard barbecue you buy at Home Depot, and I just fell in love.
So where are you at now? Like how many appliances
I've got a full outdoor kitchen. I have an egg. I have a barbecue. I have a griddle. I have a smoker. It keeps going.
I love it. You've participated in this. Tell me a little bit about the competition side of this event.
The competition's pretty fierce.
Okay.
There's in the first year I was one of the teams. There was 5 teams, I believe, in the first year. You start Saturday at sundown, and you're there all night.
Really?
You're there overnight. So the teams and the camaraderie is fantastic, because you're just having fun. You're just talking and grilling and smoking the whole night.
And it's not just a competition as well, right? This is really gathering the community and families together to enjoy. What else do you have planned, Rabbi?
Correct. So the competition is one side of the festival, but it's also a family festival where we have some kosher vendors who are going to be selling food, a food court. We have a kids zone with inflatables and games. We have a local brewer, kosher beer brewer that's going to be there. That's going to be selling his beer. So it's an opportunity not just for the Jewish community to come together, but it invites the general community to come and learn about the kosher food culture and food unites everybody.
Absolutely. Howie, you're going to share one of your recipes. I think you're going to leave out a couple of secret ingredients.
There's a few ingredients that aren't here, but this would be a rub for any beef that you would want. So it would be good for a brisket, for beef ribs, a roast, something like that. Anything in the smoker, a phenomenal little rub.
All right, show me what you got.
All right, so we're going to start off with just a cup of white sugar with 4 tablespoons.
Okay.
We're then going to go into a 1/4 cup of garlic salt, a 1/2 cup of paprika.
This is a big piece of beef he's talking here. Look at this.
So this is a 14-pound brisket, and that's what this that's what this will work. Sorry, I've mixed these all up, but this is onion salt.
Okay.
Here's our paprika. And then we're going to go with 3 tablespoons of chili powder.
Oh man, this is good.
2 tablespoons of black pepper.
Okay.
1 tablespoon of lemon pepper. 2 teaspoons of celery seed. 2 teaspoons of sage.
I'm getting hungry already, Rabbi. My goodness.
1 teaspoon of dry mustard.
Only 10 days to go.
Yeah, that's right.
And then some thyme.
Amazing. Amazing.
That will coat a 14-pound, 15-pound brisket.
Okay.
And that will create your bark
on your brisket.
Which that's the key.
Absolutely,
right?
It's all about
low
the
and
bark.
slow for
low
something
and slow,
like that, right?
225 probably for about 14-15 hours.
Rabbi, for those that aren't familiar with what kosher exactly food is, explain it to our viewers.
So kosher is the diet that is prescribed in the Bible. Which means that certain animals are allowed to be consumed, that certain products have to be prepared in a certain way. And so the beauty of this competition is that we provide everything for the teams.
Wow.
The teams just pay their application fee, and we provide them with their meats, with their utensils, because the thinking is that utensils also absorb from the previous elements that are in there.
Right.
So we provide the teams with their meat, with the same smokers, the same grills, which in a way creates a fair play for everybody.
No kidding. That's the first time I've ever heard of it being like a competition, like being done like that. That's a great way to do it. Absolutely.
So if you enter most competitions, you bring your own smoker.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is a kosher event, we supply our teams with their smokers and their grills.
Coming up on Sunday, August the 18th, no room left for some teams, but of course people can purchase tickets and get like the tasting and so forth, right?
The tasting and the tickets for the activities, and we look forward to a great day.
How many teams do you have this year?
We have right now 6, probably 7 teams will be competing.
Howie, having participated in the past, what advice would you give to those 7 teams competing?
Just watch your smoker all night long.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to be that careful.
You have to keep an eye on the temperature.
So is there different meats? Like, are there different categories?
So they are competing in 4 different categories. They're competing in brisket, turkey, turkey breast, chicken thighs, and chili.
And who's judging this?
So we have 6 judges. They are Kansas City Barbecue Society certified.
Really?
Yeah, the real thing.
Okay, this is the real deal, everybody. It's the real deal.
And then we also have people who buy a taster's packet.
Right.
They have the right to vote in the People's Choice Award.
Excellent. So you can still get tickets to the People's Choice Awards. Again, you can find out all the information at theotc.org/barbecue. The competition itself is on the Sunday at around 1:30, I believe. The judging begins. But festival starts at 11 a.m. So you can go early with the entire family, enjoy yourself. I'll be hosting. I'm not judging. I'm just hosting. I can't wait to see you there. So make sure you get your ticket.
This is a perfectly healthy child. What's unhealthy are birth alerts, a racist practice that may stop this Indigenous mother from going home with her newborn. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome to this week's Community News and Events. I'm Dave Hilson. In 1984, as a temporary measure, Ottawa began a food bank to address local food security. Unfortunately, that need remained and has reached its 40th anniversary, although it's not a time of celebration as the community is facing its highest need to date. And helping those in need isn't possible without the help of volunteers and the generosity of people of Ottawa. During August, on Thursday evenings at a park near you, seize the opportunity to enjoy Shakespeare classic Macbeth in the Park while helping your community. Visit the ottawafoodbank.ca for more information. And for all you golfers out there, a reminder of the Ottawa Sun Scramble happening August 19th to 25th at various golf courses around the city supporting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So clean up your clubs and don't forget to keep your eye on the ball. And if you like fishing, the new Fly Fisher airs every Saturday at noon on Rogers TV 22. Check it out. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. Back to talk about how you can use all your senses when you're in this just beautiful space. We're so, we were talking about how fortunate we are in Ottawa to have, all these farmers and these wonderful places to visit. We also have the good fortune of having so many great natural places to visit and to enjoy nature. And this is a really cool public art space for everybody to enjoy. Here to tell us more about it, I am joined by award-winning artist Laura Toller. Welcome, Laura. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Derek.
Tell me about the inspiration. I'm sure, like, many people probably know this as the Monaghan Drains, right? Or Monaghan Wetlands, I guess it is fair to say.
I love calling it the Monaghan Wetlands because it is a wetlands, but it's a constructed wetlands. But I do make sure I say drain because if you Google it, if you want to go there, you need to Google Monaghan Drain.
Right. So this was commissioned by the City of Ottawa, is my understanding. Tell me a little bit about what the commission was. What were they looking for exactly?
Well, the City of Ottawa does amazing commissions all across the city, and this call was for the wetlands area. They were looking for a public art piece that was accessible, that was family friendly, that really, spoke to the landscape.
Okay, so for those that aren't familiar with the landscape, how would you describe it?
It's this incredible piece of nature inside of this lovely subdivision. There's walking paths with two very beautiful ponds. There's a beautiful bridge that crosses the ponds, and there are over 400 species that have been identified in the area. So on any day, you will see egrets, you will see cormorants, you will see red-winged blackbirds. I saw an otter once.
Nice.
Yeah, turtles, and also many lovely people, very friendly.
Good.
Yes.
I'm not surprised, right? It's Ottawa. Of course you're going to run into lovely people. We're just looking at some of the photos of the area itself, and as you can see, there is the walking path and so forth. So this was a collaboration amongst many artists. Is that fair to say?
It was. A lot of artists contributed to the project. There was a lot of contributors. There are artists, musicians, scientists, biologists, poets. So many people came together and contributed to the work through different types of audio pieces. So we recorded with a number of people. For example, Albert Dumont, who used to be Ottawa's poet laureate. He's a wonderful Algonquin poet, an activist, and he recorded 19 poems that he's written over the last 30 years for the piece. And so you can hear his voice. He's lovely, lovely person.
And then beyond that, there are nature sounds. There's music. Just walk us through what sort of sounds would we hear? Because you have QR codes available?
So when you go to the site, I believe you saw the sign, or if you have one of these handy postcards.
Oh my, look at that. How handy is that?
How handy is that? Just fits right in your pocket, or you can use it as a drink coaster.
Right.
And there's QR codes in the site. You take your phone and you scan the QR code. Ideally, you've brought your headphones with you because it's a binaural piece. That means it was recorded with a special microphone that hears like our ears hear.
Okay.
And you get taken to a website, you press play, and the website has a specially designed algorithm behind the curtain which chooses 10 chapters, more or less, for you from a basket full of 173.
Wow.
So your piece will be about 20 minutes, but then somebody else might be doing the walk with you, and they would receive a completely different piece and hear different chapters. You might hear something similar, but it will generally be quite different because with 173 chapters, you end up with millions of permutations.
No kidding. Yeah, so the experience, you can go back over and over again. The experience will be completely different each time. Was there any kind of theme involved, or was it really up to each artist to sort of figure out what they wanted to contribute?
Well, I solicited the participation of all these wonderful contributors, and I interviewed them, or we looked at some of their existing work together. Sometimes they created new work specifically for the place. Really, it's a sound piece, so the piece is about listening, about what happens in that space, ideas around change, around migration, around nature, well-being, all the things that we've all been quite concerned about over the last 4 or 5 years. Just how can we get out into nature? How can we appreciate each other better? How can we appreciate all the other beings around us and listen to them and have a sense that we're not alone in this world, and also we need to take care of each other, and that includes the plants and the animals.
Are you, because you mentioned we've been talking about this for many years, are you encouraged that we're going in the right direction?
It's a very big
question.
I think there's a lot more awareness, certainly. Speaking for myself, I'm not a green thumb person. I try, but it's not my forte.
Right.
But I've learned a lot through working on Monaghan. I've learned so much, and as everybody says, the more you learn, the more there is to learn.
Well, certainly, and then the circle that you can find yourself in too, right? If you look for those types of people in your life, and you get to create this circle and of caring, as you described it, it makes a huge difference. You talked to me a little bit earlier about perhaps there being a launch of some kind. We can't say too much about.
We're planning a special event in the fall.
Okay.
It's still to be announced. There are some big announcements coming up, and you should check you and the listeners and watchers should check the Public Art Ottawa webpage, Instagram, or Facebook, and there will be an announcement coming up in the coming weeks about the event, the date. It will be at the Monaghan Wetlands.
Okay.
I'll be there for sure.
Nice.
And I'm really excited to share it with people face to face, because people go out and experience it on their own. It's one of my favorite things about this piece, I just have to say, is that it's a permanent public artwork that's always changing, which is
love this idea.
So rare.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Laura, congratulations to yourself and to all the contributors. Really appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me on.
My pleasure. Don't forget, follow them on social media so you can find out about this big announcement. We'll be back with more right after this.
Today, I helped a senior find transportation to an important medical appointment.
Today, I helped a new mom find virtual programming so she didn't feel so isolated.
Today, I helped someone understand new government supports.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
My next guest and I were just talking about, how sometimes, there are things in life that you miss, that you used to do, that you don't get to experience anymore, like, running or biking and having the wind blowing through your hair and just enjoying being outdoors and experiencing the sights around different areas. Well, this is a great program for those of you that perhaps have mobility issues as you begin aging. I'm joined by Karen Ann Blakely. She is the Director of Community Programs at Abbotsford Seniors Centre. Welcome, Karen Ann. Great to have you here.
Dear.
And it's true, right? I was just telling you, my dad, has had some mobility issues himself, and he was someone that was incredibly active and, can't bike anymore and can't go running anymore, and we miss those experiences. But you've come up with a program that allows people to experience cycling that perhaps have those mobility issues,
Yes,
right?
It's called Cycling Without Age, and it was started in Europe, in Denmark, and now it is all across the world.
Really?
So Ottawa has a chapter, and we have one of these special bikes. We have the Ami. It's a special 3-wheeled, battery-operated, pedaling passenger bike.
Okay.
So 1 or 2 seniors can sit in the front, and we have volunteers who get trained and volunteer to do the pedaling.
Yeah,
we
we're just looking at a photo here now, Karen Ann, and yeah, I mean, the response must be so, it just must be heartfelt when you see the response from people that, as I said, don't have this opportunity anymore. What has it been like, the response so far?
It has been very favorable, very favorable. We got a grant last summer, and we bought this Trishaw, and we've been taking seniors out and around the community. We've got the lovely canal there near Abbotsford House, and we pedal off in both directions, one towards downtown and one towards Dow's Lake.
Amazing. I just looking at it now, you can tell, like, completely comfortable, right? You can sit back, you can be drinking a little bit of your water to stay hydrated and get touring around the beautiful locations that you just described.
It does also have a canopy that goes over, but what we find is that it's a little more challenging to see over top for the pilot.
Right.
So we say to ourselves, we're going to be pedaling when it's a nice day out.
Right.
So the pilots, we decided to take that off and say on fair weather days, we'll go out and take seniors for these rides.
Let's talk a little bit about Abbotsford, the Senior Centre itself. Yes. Tell me a little bit about what you offer there.
Abbotsford Senior Centre is located in this gem of a building, right down in the center of Ottawa on Bank Street, 950 Bank Street. The building is 152 years old, and in there is our Abbotsford Senior Centre. So we offer a seniors active living centre, so seniors who would like to remain active and engaged, but we also have community support services there. So that serves a little bit more vulnerable seniors who are trying to stay at home for as long as possible.
So do you then, is it a membership-based centre?
The seniors active living part is membership-based. It costs $50 for a year, and now that it's past the halfway point, now it's only $25.
Okay.
And for that, you can get all of the activities that we have at the prices that we give. You can still participate without a membership, but you'll just end up paying $25 more.
Right, right. So walk me through with some of those other activities that you offer.
So we have some fitness classes, we have some art classes. Seniors come together for clubs and would play cards or Mahjong or Scrabble, whatever it is that they would like to do together with a small community of people.
Yeah, and the greater benefit, right, is that you've got, a great social life. Right? That's a part of doing all those things.
Those social connections are very important. Sometimes even more important than doing physical activity.
Yeah.
Because you end up having a small network of people that can help take care of each other when things aren't going right. So when we had the pandemic, we had a whole bunch of people who were engaging with each other, calling in, checking on people, and really making sure everybody's doing okay.
These rides are offered like 5 days a week, is that right?
Yes, we have it. We've got seniors that sign up to do it. We've got volunteers that sign up to ride. So we put the two together, and we can offer it anytime, Monday to Friday.
Tell me a little bit what brought you to Abbotsford, as within your role as Director of Community Programs.
I've been there for 10 years now.
Congratulations.
Yes, I have. So I've really watched an evolution of the seniors programming and the community support services. And we're always trying to look for the innovative way to help keep people engaged and make sure that they're engaging as they age.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that in itself, right, everything that you're just describing that you offer, it just gives people that chance to age, in a way that keeps them active and feeling a part of the community, because you mentioned the pandemic. We talk about isolation so often, and so many seniors that find themselves isolated, they have nowhere to go, right?
Exactly. And this Cycling Without Age program, gives people an opportunity to connect with the pilot who's behind them riding, gets them out, gets that fresh air on their face, gets to see parks. So we know the benefit of nature-based programming, what it can do for us, for our mental health and for our physical health as well.
Are you looking for volunteer pilots still?
Yes, we're looking for volunteers.
What's the best way for them to contact you?
They can get in touch with us through Abbotsford at glebecenter.ca.
Excellent. Karen, what a great program. And of course, just all the programs that you offer. Congratulations to you and your team. And thanks for joining me today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Derek.
Again, glebecenter.ca. You can find out more information. If you don't have access to the internet, you can call them at 613-230-5730. And the rides are available, as we said, Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.
I'm Sam LaPrade. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade, host of Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to gather here every single week and speak about business here in the capital. We're going to inspire, influence, and inform.
All right, welcome back to the show. Let's go over some of the things we discussed on today's show, because lots of opportunities for you to go to some of these amazing events. The BGC Ottawa Seaside Soiree, a glamping gala that's coming up again, August 29th, 6 to 11 p.m. That's at the Great Lawn of the BGC Ottawa on Prince of Wales Drive. So the address is 1463 Prince of Wales. Tickets will go quickly, so make sure you get your tickets, bgcottawa.org. If you can't make it out and you'd like to donate, bgcottawa.org/donate is the easiest way to do that. The Ottawa Kosher Barbecue Cook-Off and Festival, I am going to be hosting it. I cannot wait. That's coming up Sunday, August the 18th. The barbecue competition side of things, all of the judging and so forth begins at 1:30 p.m., but the entire festival begins at 11 a.m., so come on down with your family, enjoy yourself. That's at the Ottawa Tourist Center, 111 Lamplighters Drive. That's located in Barrhaven. And again, the old Chelsea Square, if you have not been to this area before, with the Chelsea pub and all the, the distillery and so forth, absolutely magical, located at 248 Old Chelsea. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Hi, I'm Paula Roy, and it's my pleasure to welcome you back into my kitchen for another season of Paula Roy's Favorite Foods. My approach to food is pretty straightforward. Fancy is fine, but when you're in a time crunch or have a really hungry and patient family to feed, I say simple recipes made with wholesome ingredients that you probably have on hand are the best. And that's exactly what you'll find on Paula Roy's Favorite Foods on Rogers TV.
Join us Monday to Friday on Daytime Ottawa as we showcase some of the fabulous things that are happening in your city. We'll show